Ever feel like uh, you're just shouting into the void when you apply for jobs? Like you carefully tailor your resume, you write this amazing cover letter, and then nothing. It's the worst.
Oh, tell me about it.
So, like, what if there was a way to cut through all that noise and actually make the whole job search process, you know, smarter?
Well, that's what today's deep dive is all about, right?
Exactly. We're looking at RoleCatcher, this AI-powered career platform that claims to give you a serious edge in the job market.
And we're going deep.
Oh, yeah. We've got excerpts from their website, their jobs page, the interviews section, some info on their AI features, the whole 9 yards. We're going to break it all down.
Figure out how this thing actually works.
And if it lives up to the hype. So one thing that struck me looking at their website is how RoleCatcher really seems to get the struggle. Like they understand how frustrating the job search is these days.
Yeah, and I think that's smart, right? They're tapping into this, well, almost universal frustration.
Totally. It's like you start to doubt yourself, but maybe it's not us. Maybe it's the system that's broken.
Well, and let's be real, the system is kind of a mess,
Yeah.
and AI is a big part of that, right? I mean, it's changing the game in ways most people don't even realize.
Right, like applicant tracking systems or ATS, those things are everywhere now.
Exactly, and they can be brutal.
It's kind of freaky, honestly, to think there's this AI judging my resume, deciding if I'm even good enough for a human to look at.
Yeah, and that's a big part of what RoleCatcher is trying to address, at least from what I'm gathering from their materials. They talk about their platform almost like it's a translator.
A translator.
Yeah, like it's bridging this gap between how we think about job hunting and how AI thinks about job hunting.
Okay, now that's interesting. So how does it work? Give me the inside scoop. What's this secret weapon all about?
Well, they have a few core features, but the jobs module is a good place to start. Now, it's not just another job board, right, where you're endlessly scrolling through listings. It actually analyzes job descriptions.
Analyzes. What does that even mean?
So it digs deeper, looks for those subtle skill requirements that often don't make it into the actual job description, but that employers are really looking for.
So it's like reading between the lines, but with algorithms.
Exactly. It's using AI to give you an information advantage, basically.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Could you give me an example? Like, how would this work in the real world?
Sure. So let's say you're applying for a marketing manager role, right? A typical job description might list things like managing social media or creating marketing campaigns.
Yeah, the usual buzzwords.
Right. But RoleCatcher might identify hidden keywords based on its analysis of similar roles. Like it might suggest you emphasize SEO optimization or content strategy, even if those phrases aren't explicitly in the job description you're looking at.
Wow, so it's like having a secret decoder ring for job postings.
Kind of. It's about revealing those hidden connections, those subtle clues that can give you an edge.
That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
But hold on, even if I know all the magic keywords, getting my resume past those applicant tracking systems still feels like a Herculean effort.
Oh, absolutely.
Which is where I'm guessing RoleCatcher's whole AI-powered CV and resume builder thing comes in.
You got it.
Their website was talking about how it uses AI to tailor your resume to each specific job.
And that's a game changer, potentially, because let's be honest, who has time to rewrite their resume for every single job they apply for?
Seriously. So break it down for me. How does this AI resume magic actually work? What's happening behind the scenes?
Well, it's all powered by natural language processing, or NLP.
NLP.
It's basically AI that's been trained to understand and manipulate human language, like make sense of it.
Right, like those chatbots that can have conversations kind of.
Exactly. So in this case, the AI has been trained on this massive data set of resumes and job description, like probably millions of them.
Whoa.
So it can spot patterns, recognize keywords, even tell if you're using the right tone or style for the job you're going for.
So it's not just chucking in keywords, it's actually trying to make my resume sound like good.
Yeah, compelling. It's about getting your skills and experience across in a way that makes sense to both the algorithms, the ATS, and the actual human recruiters.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But a resume can only get your foot in the door, right?
Yeah.
What about the actual interview? Because their website mentioned AI-powered interview prep, too.
Oh, yeah, they go all in on that. They've got this massive library of practice questions for tons of different industries and roles, which is already pretty helpful. But then they take it up a notch with AI-powered feedback.
Okay, now that's where I'm like, hold on. How does AI even judge something as, like, subtle as how well you interview?
Right. So basically, you record yourself answering these practice questions.
Okay.
And their system analyzes everything, like how clear and concise your answers are, how relevant they are, even your tone of voice. If you do video, they might look at your body language too.
Wait, seriously.
Ah,
It's reading my body language through the camera.
yeah, it's pretty wild. But it's all part of this trend where AI is being used to analyze these little cues we pick up on without even thinking about it.
I mean, it's kind of creepy, but also kind of cool.
Totally. Although, to their credit, RoleCatcher seems pretty aware of the ethical implications. They make sure you know what's being analyzed and that you're cool with it. It's not like they're just like unleashing AI on you without any warning.
Okay, good, because I can see that going very wrong very fast.
But even with this AI coaching, wouldn't everyone just end up sounding the same, like a bunch of interview robots?
It's a valid concern, but RoleCatcher says their system's actually designed to prevent that. Instead of making you sound generic, it helps you highlight what makes you unique, but in a way that clicks with what employers are looking for. It's kind of
Like having your own personal interview coach.
yeah, one who's done their homework on the company and knows exactly what they want to hear.
Okay, that'd be amazing. But, like, all of this sounds great on paper, but does it actually work? Are people actually getting hired using RoleCatcher? Right. Gotta walk the walk, right?
Exactly. And, I mean, they've got a whole section of success stories on their website, which is always a good sign.
Definitely a good sign.
But there's this one feature that really caught my eye, this reverse matching thing.
Yeah. That's a really interesting aspect of their platform.
So instead of me hunting down jobs and hoping for the best, this system basically puts me on employers' radars. They come to me.
Exactly. It flips the script, you know? Instead of being one application in a sea of hundreds, you're putting yourself in front of companies that are already looking for someone with your skills.
That is kind of a power move. I can see that being super appealing, especially after like weeks of sending your resume into the void.
For sure. Especially for people who know their worth, you know, and are tired of jumping through hoops.
Totally. But how does RoleCatcher make sure this whole reverse matching thing is fair? It feels like it could, like, actually level the playing field a bit, you know?
That's the goal, at least from what they're saying. They say their AI looks at both what the employer wants and what the candidate offers, but it puts more emphasis on skills.
So less about, like, where you went to school or how many years you've been doing this or that, and more about what you can actually bring to the table.
Right. It's an interesting concept for sure, but I'm sure it's not perfect.
Yeah, no system is.
Exactly. We'll have to see how it all plays out.
It does feel very future of work, though, you know? Like, this whole deep dive into RoleCatcher has really got me thinking the job search landscape is changing so fast.
Oh, absolutely. It's evolving constantly.
And AI is obviously a huge part of that.
Yeah, platforms like RoleCatcher, they're on the cutting edge, right? They're using AI to try to make the whole process smoother, more transparent, and hopefully, like we were saying, fairer.
Hopefully. But, like, we still need to be realistic, right?
Always. I mean, it's easy to get caught up in the hype, but we got to remember, RoleCatcher is just a tool.
Right.
It's up to us to use it wisely, you know? We can't forget about the human side of things.
Right, because at the end of the day, it's about finding a job you actually like, not just gaming the system.
Exactly. And that takes self-awareness, you know, knowing what you want. AI can't tell you that.
So true.
Okay.
Okay, so for our listeners who are, like, running to check out RoleCatcher right now, what are the key takeaways? What do they really need to remember?
I think the big takeaway is AI is not some far-off thing anymore.
Yeah.
It's here. It's in the job market, whether we see it or not. And understanding how it works, that's crucial now.
Yeah, it's like learning a new language almost.
It is the language of AI-powered hiring, right?
And RoleCatcher is like the tutor.
Yeah, they're trying to help people learn that language so they can get ahead. Whether it works or not, well, that's the million-dollar question.
That's up to each person to decide.
Exactly.
But hopefully this deep dive has given everyone the info, the tools to figure that out for themselves.
I think so. I hope so.
Awesome. So, as always, we encourage you to keep digging into RoleCatcher, go to their website, read some reviews, maybe even try it out. The job market's always changing. Who knows? This could be the thing that helps you navigate it all.
Totally.
Until next time, happy job hunting, everyone.